When does a dream become a decision? For nearly 10 years, this couple from Scotland talked about the same idea: moving to America. They loved the lifestyle and the opportunities they saw during their visits. But talking about it and actually doing it are two very different things. Because moving to the United States means more than just packing your bags. It means finding the right business, investing your savings, and convincing a U.S. consular officer that your plan deserves a visa. Today, we're talking to a Scottish couple who turned that long-time dream into reality. How did they go from years of talking about it to finally taking the leap? What really happens during the embassy interview? And what surprises you the most once you actually start life in the United States? Let's dive in. Just a quick reminder, if you appreciate this in-depth content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more. Now, on with the story.
What made us come to America? Really, we had looked at doing this for about 10 years. And we had vacations in the US. We had been here many times, not to this part of the US, but we had been to Florida and various places, and we really liked it. We really liked the lifestyle, and we always said, if we had the money and we could do it, we would move to the US in a moment. And we talked about it, and then we came to a point where we said, look, if we're going to do this, we're going to really need to do it. And what we decided was, it sounds a bit crazy, but we decided we don't want to get to retirement age and wake up one day and go, I really wish I had done that.
And missed the chance.
So what we did was we went on the internet, as everyone does now, and we looked about at how we should do it. And we looked through Google and various search engines, and various attorneys come up, and it became clear that we would need a good attorney to get us there. And we saw your website, we compared that against others. The amount of detail that was in your website, we thought that this is really what we're looking for. This is somebody that knows what they're talking about. They're going to help us. There's success stories there. Let's look into it. We get an hour's free consultation with you. So we arranged to do a face-to-face meeting with the current owners of the business, and we jumped in the plane. It was myself, Jane, and Louise. We all came out so that we could all see the area. We could all be certain that we would like it, and we drove past it a few times. We looked at the various areas and all the people out walking their dogs, and we thought, there's a big market here for that. It really is something we should look at. So the day of the meeting came, and we went in and we met with the owner. So we spoke to her, we spoke to her husband and her broker, and by the end of the meeting, everyone was delighted we got the go-ahead.
For years, moving to the US was just a conversation, until they realized something important. If they didn't try, they might regret it later. So they started researching attorneys, immigration options, and potential businesses. Eventually, they found an opportunity that could make the move possible. Have you ever had a dream you talked about for years, but never acted on? What finally pushed you to take the leap? Tell us in the comments.
We found this business, we're going to go for it. Here's how much it costs, and here's all the detail. And the way your website worked that we liked was, there's an area on it where we just go and there's a list of everything that we have to supply you with, all the documentation, and you upload it beside the part on the list. And we started working away at that. We got all the documentation done, we got all our business done, all the LLC, we got all the details uploaded. And then it was a case of, we got the agreement from the business owner, I'll wait for you to get your E-2 visa. So that's when it becomes a nervous time, because we now know it rests on us having to go to the embassy, and we know the documentation you've done for us is going to be fine, but it's just how are we going to be on the day. We had read from your website, here's what you have to do on the day of your interview, arrive there. We duly did all of that.
Finding the business was exciting, but turning that opportunity into a visa required preparation, documents, legal structures, and a clear business plan, because eventually everything would be reviewed during one important moment: the embassy interview. If you had to explain your entire business plan to an immigration officer tomorrow, would you feel ready? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And we lined up outside and presented all the documentation, then went in, and it was just exactly as you had detailed. You go in, you sit down, you have your number that you've been issued at the desk, and you basically sit and wait. And the place was very busy, and it wasn't quite what we had expected. We had expected to go in and it'd be a over-the-desk interview, but we went in and it was like a bank or a post office. There's all these windows, and you get called to a window, and you give your details, and they check who you are, they get your fingerprints taken, and all of the simple part. And they then ask you to take a seat again. You wait for another. Well, we weren't too bad. We were only about an hour and a half waiting. We were pleasantly surprised how quickly we got through it. And we then get called through for the interview. And at London, it's again glass booths, and you go through behind the initial set of glass booths through to another area. And we started the interview process with the guy behind the glass door, basically. And because we had studied our business plan, we had prepared, we knew from all the documentation we provided yourself, we were able to answer all the questions, and they seemed quite happy.
For many immigrants, the embassy interview is the most stressful moment, standing in front of an officer, answering questions about your plans and your investment. But preparation made the difference. After reviewing their case, the officer delivered the news. First the bad news, more fees to pay, then the good news, their visa was approved. How do you think you would feel hearing those words after months of preparation? Tell us below.
When we did get to take over the business, we took it over that day. We went in, and it's a case of meet all the staff, get to meet everyone, see how the business is running.
It was a big thing for us. We were almost as nervous as they were to meet us.
Yeah,
but excited
we
at the same time.
Very, very excited, very nervous. You know that this is your vehicle to stay in the US.
It's your future.
It's your future. And we met everyone, and we basically rolled our sleeves up, got stuck in, and the staff were very uncertain of us to start with, because we weren't from that industry.
Yeah, that was a big thing, not being in the grooming industry.
Not being in the grooming industry, yeah. But they worked with us, they've got round that.
We answered their questions. Yeah.
We then started we've done what we tend to call transfer days, where we would transfer electricity from the old owners to us, gas from the old owners to us, water, trash, get our business licenses. We started going through all of that, and then we started to get hit with things which we just didn't realise was going to happen. In the UK, you want electricity, you go to your electricity supplier and say, I want electricity, and you swap it over. Here, if you don't have credit, or you don't have that social security number, you've got to pay a security deposit.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And the security deposit, which we'd heard of, were a lot higher than we expected. For instance, just to get water into the business now, with being a dog groomer is particularly important. They want 2 months' bills up front, and for electricity it's the same. For the telephone, they want money down before they will give you a telephone. And it's quite simply, well, if you don't pay it, you don't pay what we're asking you to pay, because we tried to negotiate it. He said, if you don't pay it, we're not giving you. It's as simple as that. But you do get them back after a year. So that helps.
Getting the visa was only the beginning. Starting a business in a new country brought unexpected challenges. Things as simple as utilities or services required deposits without U.S. credit history. But step by step, they adjusted and moved forward. If you moved to another country tomorrow, what do you think would surprise you the most? Tell us in the comments.
The biggest change for us was coming over from Scotland. Being over in Scotland, it rains most of the days. Very few times that we do have any sunshine, and coming over here was a full transition of almost in reverse. Every day is almost sunny, and only a couple of days has it rained since we have been here. My daughter, she's in Santa Monica High, she's loving it. First day she went, I hate it. In the afternoon she was singing its praises, I love it. I've made a great choice, thank you. Just being able to move into our new accommodation and get settled, getting to know the people in the business, and just living the American dream has been so good. It's been a very long road, but a very worthwhile experience, and I can only see it going from strength to strength. It's been a good opportunity for us to get up to with both hands, and we're basically taking it on. So.
Yeah, it's, as you say, it's strange to wake up in the morning with blue skies and it not be raining.
I've acclimatised so
We've
quickly.
acclimatised very quickly, yeah. Because the funny thing is, because of the higher temperatures, this is the winter just now. But I'm still walking about in a t-shirt and the locals are wrapped up in winter woolies. I'm getting some really strange looks. But I don't care. I'm here, it's warm, I'm enjoying it, and yeah.
We're starting to feel part of it as well.
I'm starting to feel part of it.
For this Scottish family, moving to the United States was more than a business decision. It was the result of finally acting on a dream they had discussed for years. They found an opportunity, prepared their case, passed the embassy interview, and started a new chapter in America. Their story shows that turning a dream into reality often begins with a single decision, taking the leap. What part of his story inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments, and follow our channel for more stories just like this.